It's always wonderful to be here. Some very hard acts to follow, and I will be brief. Every Tuesday morning about 9 o'clock, 8 o'clock Central Time here, we have what we call GOP conference, where we on the GOP side gather, plot strategy, look at the votes that we're going to take for the week. And we were very fortunate about 3 weeks ago for the Vice President to come by and speak to us. And as you know, he was a member of the House at one time, Governor of Indiana. So he comes by fairly often, but 3 weeks ago he came, and I want you to also know that we begin and end each conference with a prayer. And this prayer was led by Vice President Pence. And he said, please go back and tell your constituents, tell the people in your community that he was speaking of he and President Trump and the administration and all the members of Congress, both on the Democrat and the Republican side, that we hear your prayer. So please continue to pray. Dr. Rick Brewer earlier this morning referenced what was going on in Congress with some pro-life bills, some anti-abortion bills. And we are fighting hard, I assure you, in Congress to get those bills to become law. There's a bill that is before us now called the Heartbeat Bill that we are championing on the House side to get over to the Senate to vote, for them to take it up and for it to become law. And it's a simple, very simple bill. It says that the minute life is detected with a heartbeat, that's when the definition of life should be. And I can assure you, as a physician, I've been very honored to be at the deathbed of many patients when they are breathing their last breath. And when I put the stethoscope on their chest and that heart stops beating, that's when I look at the clock in the room, and that's when I say life ended. That's what I put on the death certificate. So if we as a society legally say that life ends when the heart stops beating, the least we can do is say that life certainly begins when the heart starts beating. And for most of us here, we believe that life begins at conception. But with 4D ultrasound and the technology that we have now, we can pick up a heartbeat very, very early. So hopefully we will get to where we can pick it up at day 1 of conception so that we will count that as life. And I've also been very privileged to be in NICUs, neonatal ICUs, when that 7 and 8 month old baby was born prematurely. And you go up to examine the child and you touch them. You may put a stethoscope or you may just feel their pulse. And what's the first thing that child does? They grab for your finger. They love the touch of human bond. And that's what brings us here together today, that coalition of feeling, that moral character, those things that we as a society hold near and true. So I do want you to know that up on the hill, I've watched that film. I lived on Parket Avenue. Please stay. It is phenomenal. I was very privileged to see it premiere in Washington, D.C. It's a great, great testament to the adoption process. I'll leave you with one scripture. I'm not a pastor. I see Brother Phil there. Thank you so much. And the Philadelphia Baptist Church. Wow, what great music. I attend there when I can. Diane and I are here. We'll run by there for church service when we're in town a lot of times, and it's just a phenomenal experience for us too. But as we all know, Isaiah said that, or God spoke to Isaiah, and he said, "Fear not, for you are mine." And if we are with God, no one can be against us. So thank you for your support. Let me assure you, up in D.C., what happens here in Pineville and in Alexandria, in the Sinlock community, it matters. It matters here, it matters in our state, and it matters in Washington, D.C. So please, please keep attending these marches, keep supporting the pregnancy centers, keep marching for the right to life, because it really does matter. Thank you so much.